Yeah, thanks, Steve. Great to be with you as always. As you said, we had a really strong Q3. It's really continuing now 2 years of a strong operating performance, and it's driven by our key growth drivers. Importantly, Kisqali, our breast cancer medicine, had a great quarter in the metastatic setting. When we were together earlier this year, we talked about how Kisqali is now expanded into the early breast cancer setting. We got that approval. Very strong performance from Cosentyx, our immunology medicine, which is now taking on some new conditions, including one that's quite prevalent called hidradenitis. We had really great performance from our multiple sclerosis medicine, Kesimpta. Great performance from our heart failure drug, Entresto. So we're really taking on some of the biggest illnesses that are facing humanity and doing it successfully and doing it consistently across our key geographies. And then importantly, that operating leverage is continuing. Margin up now for year-to-date 39.6%. So we feel really good about where we are also from an operating leverage standpoint.
Yeah, and it's a stunning industry because we spend so much time looking at clinical trials and we look at so much time at the other end of the spectrum looking at patent cliffs as well. In the meantime, your job, you know far better than I, is to create as many blockbusters as possible with double-digit growth and billion-dollar plus revenues as well. Is that where the focus of your strategy is? Just let's keep going with as many blockbusters as possible.
Look, I think we're really unique in the sector. You know, when you look at it, we have over 15 blockbuster medicines across our portfolio. And our strategy very much is to keep finding those big medicines. We set ourselves a goal that any medicine that we develop at least has the potential to be over $2 billion of peak sales. Now we have multiple medicines trending to $4 billion or $5 billion plus. But in order to do that, we have to maintain really strong focus on R&D. And we've got, I think, significant investments now, over $10 billion in R&D every year, a very robust pipeline. And we remain confident that we're going to be able to drive that consistent growth over the remainder of this decade. We've signed up to 5% to 2028. We say mid-single digits into the 2030s, and that's all predicated on consistent pipeline delivery. And I think you're seeing that on top of the short-term operating performance from a sales and margin standpoint.
Vas, it's Sylvia joining the conversation. It's good to speak with you again. I would like to get your thoughts on the performance in the United States. When we spoke at the start of the year, you had indicated that you would like to see 50% of your sales taking place in the US. You wanted to be among the top 5 pharma companies over there. I just would like to understand, how is that expansion, how is that evolution going in the US market? And ultimately, as we're approaching the US election, how are you potentially preparing for any changes in policy as well?
Look, the U.S. is absolutely critical for our long-term success, Sylvia. And what we really see now is very strong performance, high teens growth in the U.S., driven by new launches and new medicines. So that's outstanding, and I think really happy to see that consistently over time. We have more work to do. I think we're right now 7 or 8 in the market. We want to get to top 5. But we think we can do that organically. We have a couple of very big launches coming up. We have Kisqali in early breast cancer, which is the first medicine approved for a broad range of women who have early breast cancer, including those with stage 2 disease. We have Pluvicto, which is an exciting medicine that will be approved in a broader range of prostate cancer patients. We expect soon the approval of Scemblix in first-line chronic myelogenous leukemia, cancer that really needs a new wave of therapies, and we'll be alone in that spot. So I think we have the potential to get to top 5 by the end of the decade, but certainly we'll also look externally for exciting BD&L and M&A opportunities over time that can help us bolster that position. In terms of the IRA, we feel like we have the right strategy, but certainly it's something we have to be prepared to manage. One of the key things we want to keep advocating for is legislators not to penalize certain types of medicine. We hope in a new administration we can get the right fixes for this to enable us to hopefully get a better policy solution to enable us to be successful over time.